What's happening, guys? Welcome to the vocal production for Cheque by Cameron James. My name is Deus. I'm a vocal producer and mixer, and I wanted to share this session with you because I had the privilege of tracking this and also mixing in the vocals. And it was such an easy song all the way from start to release. There were just no hiccups. This was a throwaway freestyle track. But with all of those things in mind of being carefree, it was so amazing to see how well the execution just fell into place, from Cameron's vocal performance to the choices we made in tracking to the mix decisions and the master. So let's break it down right now. We have a few background tracks that are on the hook. These are just harmony, long sustained notes. We have a hook emphasis or end words track. And then we have a singular freestyle esque vocal. So I'm going to start this session by taking a peek at the intro and the outro of the song, and how we managed to make a bookend on the intro and how we managed to mimic it on the outro. So super simple. You can see we have some vocal riding work here. Check the check.
I've been thinking back to back to back. My ceiling can't get any taller. I'm the man, got intuition, feelings. I don't need to ponder. This is lucky, y'all can't break it even if I try to squander every opportunity, my money. I've been thinking back to back to back. My ceiling can't get any taller. I'm the man, got intuition, feelings. I don't need to ponder. This is lucky, y'all can't break it even if I try.
All right, amazing. So you can see we had a little bit of vocal riding going on here, and then we were pushing the room. So as we were decreasing our gain on the volume, we were pushing our room inversely to feel like we were pulling the performance away and out from the mic and then sucking you back in. Essentially, we have section A here. So this is the intro. Then we have our call to action or our intention for the song, and then boom, we lead right in with the verse. And then how we bookend that is by a little bit of output pan on our outro. So you'll see on our audio suite or our take effects here, we just collapsed the center image to really feel like we're getting that same disappearing act, to give a sense of familiarity starting and finishing the track. So you can see as we fade out, we're just pulling out the mid image by 6 dB to finish that off. Okay, so I'm just going to play back the track here. Please enjoy, guys, and then I'll get back into the rest of the breakdown for you. Check the check.
I've been thinking back to back to back. My ceiling can't get any taller. I'm the man, got intuition, feelings. I don't need to ponder. This is lucky, y'all can't break it even if I try to squander every opportunity, my money. I've been thinking back to back to back. My ceiling can't get any taller. I'm the man, got intuition, feelings. I don't need to ponder. This is lucky, y'all can't break it even if I try to squander every opportunity, my money ain't been getting longer. I don't second guess the process, cause I can see the progress I put on for my city. Contract look like John Tavares. I'm trying to move along, but all I got's these fucking scars left. Finna pay off my debt, I'm always gonna come correct. But seeing the night reflect, they sleeping like Bucharest, like Zero in Budapest. I've been dreaming of this shit, they back to 03. Singing in the car, my family always had to hold me down, cause I was swinging for the stars. Shit, I was smoking too much loud and my depressions made it hard. But that's what life's just all about, cause it ain't never gonna come easy, just keep praying and work out. Yeah, life's a marathon, I'm running blindly through the crowd. I still don't got a fucking doubt, so look around for a second. The people that you got, you hold them close, they a blessing. We got something to protect. For my dreams, I get my life ain't gon' be living check to check. I get my life, yeah. Yeah, look around for a second. The people that you got, go hold them close, cause they a blessing. We got something to protect. For my dreams, again, my life ain't gon' be living check to check. For my dreams, again, my life ain't gon' be living check to check. Yeah, every time you fail, you write it down, that's a lesson. Yeah, I ain't gon' succeed unless I block the intersections. Life's been full of these temptations, breaking off the chains, cause I don't need no limitations. I'll be headlining the stage like Jeremiah, way I'm impatient. Featured like it's dollar signs, got nothing to complain with. Destined for a better life, like Neo in the Matrix. I see no one on this level, I'm obsessed. I don't think that anyone can stop me, fuck the rest of the shit off the top of freestyle. Every time you say my name, get hung up like a reef. Used to smoke up like Khalifa, now I'm scared of reefer. Existential toxic inner thoughts that I believe. Miss my family, need to feast on a beach like in Belize. And we ain't even started, release the bank, I'm off the moon. Shit, I could play the garden. I sing a little, find a mood, I give you what you wanted. Fuck the noise, I'm rapping too, I got nothing else to lose. So look around for a second. The people that you got, go hold them close, they a blessing. We got something to protect. For my dreams, I get my life ain't gon' be living check to check. For my dream, I get my life ain't gon' be, yeah. Look around for a second. The people that you got, go hold them close, they a blessing. We got something to protect. For my dreams, I get my life ain't gon' be living check to check. For my dreams, I get my life ain't gon' be living check to check.
All right, beautiful. So that is our comp. So that's just before our Melodyne, just getting a feel for the takes. You can notice it feels natural, right? If we take a peek here, like even on our hook section, there's
close, cause they a blessing. We got something to protect. For my dreams, again, my life ain't gon' be living check to check. For my dreams, again, my life ain't gon' be living check to check.
Even if we look at our hook section here, like we don't even introduce the lyrics fully. We stumble a little bit. We're figuring it out.
For my dreams, again, my life ain't gon' be living check to check. I get my life, yeah. Look around for us.
What does that mean? I don't really know, but it felt right. So, you know, we gave it a little push on the delay and off we go. And that's how we were able to develop the second hook, you know, along with having a more heavy vocal performance doing full pass through. So, all right, let's look at the vocal production here. So this is how we organized our session. As you can see, we have our dump track. This is like a playlisting workflow. Then next up, we have our scratch track. I'll let you have a listen to this. This is the very first pass through of our song. This is where we develop the headphone mix. We get a feel for what we're doing and the creation. And it's so important to consolidate down through these steps that I'm showing you here. So if we need a reference the very first time we attempted this record, we can go to it immediately and feel where the intention was without all of the baggage of where we are now presently in the song. Excuse me.
Got in a wish of feelings, I don't need to ponder. This is lucky, y'all can't break it even if I try to squander every opportunity.
Sounds fantastic, but you can hear we're warming up. We're trying to feel the performance. Of course, this is totally untuned, unedited. And then carrying on, we have our tracking comp. This is our comp that we thought worked while we finished tracking, and this is where we left off. But when we revisited the mix, it just didn't work, so that died. Then next in line, we have our comp. Dun, 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 dun. Our comp is where we finish all of our playlisting. So you can see here, we have all these amazing little cuts, all of these little feels here. what performance should be what, you can notice that these are perfectly in phase as we go throughout, and we're just riding the performance.
Yeah, and every time you fail, you write it.
Oh, God fucking damn it, man. So you can see as we're comping this, we're just riding the performance. Everything is in phase.
Opportunity, my money.
This guy's in phase right here, this little audio clip. All of our takes are in phase or have a split decision. But like, we look at the entry to our second verse here, and it feels like it's moving back in.
Living check to check for my dreams, again my life ain't gonna be living check to check. Yeah, every time you fail, you write it down. That's a lesson. Yeah, I ain't
like just the tiniest little pushes and pulls. You can see we drop our delay and create that dead room, or the lack of reflections and ride.
Yeah, every time you fail, you write it.
And it just creates a nice moment.
Yeah, every time you fail, you write it down. That's a lesson.
Where it's like, we needed to wait until we got to that one, you know? We needed to wait for the kick drums. So playing on the vocal riding in the intro, we are introducing the verses in a sweeping kind of technique here. That doesn't always work, but when you need to suck a listener in, it can really compel them, and there's not a lot of other things that are going to draw the listener in. Yeah, so you can see all of our takes here are perfectly in phase until I find one that is not. But like, look, we're so close. So this is just minding your P's and minding your Q's. So the next thing I want to touch on this comp here, if we open it up, is our vocal production. So this is how we choose the direction of our lead vocal performance. So if you look at the selections of our performance here, they're not going to be the same, but as we get to our final takes, we're going to have the highest intensity, and when we are at our earliest takes, we're going to have the lowest amount of intensity. And all of these comps here are just a play on trying to find the exact inflections we need to keep the rhythm and keep the pace and keep the bounce inside of the pocket. 'Cause we want that captivation through every line. And I know Cameron as a performer is intending to do this, but I know that on take 2, he did what we needed. But on take 5, we got verse 2 where we needed, and being able to differentiate these spots and put them together makes such an important comp. So let's hide a couple tracks here now that we have an understanding for our scratch, our comp. We're going to move on. I've got a little bit of latency on my mouse here, so please be mindful. So yeah, this is where the action happens. I'll play a couple comp sections, and you can see how we're just really trying to finesse the inflections and performance.
Squander every opportunity, my money. Yeah. I've been thinking back to back to back. My ceiling can't get any taller. I'm the man.
Right? Sounds okay, but let's just take 7. This is our most intense take and our final take, doing these full pass-throughs.
If I try to squander every opportunity, my money. Yeah. I've been thinking back to back to back. My ceiling can't get any taller. I'm the man guy.
I love it, but like we're not there. This is there.
I've been thinking back to back to back. My ceiling can't get any taller.
Back to, and then on our third we have the resolve.
My ceiling can't get any.
So it's just trying to find the tension and release points within the intonation inside of your comp. that's what's going to create a captivating vocal performance. And all we have is one track here. So we're trying to ride the surfboard down the wave all the way to the beach. Let's see if there's any other interesting key points here. I think we have a nudge over here.
In the thoughts that I believe, miss my family, need the feast on a beach like in Belize, and we ain't even started. Release the.
Keep in mind we don't have our tune on here, but say we ditch our comp.
In the thoughts that I believe, miss my family, need the feast on a beach like in Belize, and we ain't even started.
Like we're just not there. So that's kind of the method to madness on our comp here. And then last but not least, we get to our tuning and our editing. This is where we place down our Melodyne. This is where we place down our auto-tune and our RX. I like to treat it like this and then consolidate instead of putting it in the audio editor, and it works great for me because I can keep a list of hidden tracks. So yeah, this is where we started to do a little bit of take effects or audio suite for you Pro Tools users.
Lucky y'all can't break it even
a little
if
bit
I
of
try
a,
to.
just did a little bit of a high shelf coming out of our call to action or our intention for the song. So we just really hit that downbeat and verse 1 with strength. And then there's just little refinements. So I guess we made a mistake in the comp.
Succeed unless I block the intersections. Life's been full of these temptations.
Just trying to get that pitch on block the inners, right? Anything else notable? Not really. And then last but not least, we work our way down into the consolidated audio track. So there we go. We've got a totally clean, happy track for playback. And why it's so important to consolidate your files as you go through the tracking and editing process is now we have a track that will play back instantaneously, and latency and buffer speed will not mess with the mojo, whether you're mixing in session or by yourself. It's so important to keep a flow state. And this is what allows you to do these things, keeping freezes and hiding them. So now you can see I can play this instantaneously.
Ain't been getting longer, I don't second guess the prop.
And it's going to come in, it's going to come out real quick. Let's see what I forgot to mute here. So beautiful. Just to recap for you guys, we had our playlist track. This is where we did our little in-place saves of our clips. Then here's our scratch demo track. This is us getting the headphone mix. This is getting the feel. Then we've got comp tracking 1, where we had to ditch this. This is post-recording session. Now we're getting into session 2. This is comping. Now we've finalized our comp and we've glued it down into one file. We've started to process our edit. So this is Melodyne. This is maybe a last auto-tune tweak, a final comp move, a little audio suite. Let's see where we are here. So this is just a high shelf that we're
Opportunity, my money. Yeah.
We're just really pulling back for that one to hit. And then there we go. Voila. We've got ourselves down to that one consolidated audio track. Okay, so breaking down the mix, pretty simple here. Our routing is all going into our vocal bus. We recorded with some decent compression on the way in, so you see very nice, healthy waveforms. All of the send effects we have are going through our vocal bus. There's no reason to complicate this. And you can see we're real nice and steady all the way through. We drop out the delay in between the pickup for verse 2, and we just create a little bit of tension and release on our intro here by pushing the room reverb inversely as we pull out our pre-effects volume on our recording track or our audio file track, and I'll let you hear what that develops.
Check the check. I've been thinking back to back to back. My ceiling can't get any taller. I'm the man, got intuition feelings. I don't need to ponder. This is lucky, y'all can't break it even if I try to squander every opportunity, my money. I've been thinking back to back to back.
So long story short, we have a Burkasti close room patched in, and we're just riding up whenever we're doing the inverse with our volume. And what this is doing is we're creating space. We're essentially making it feel like Cameron, as the performer, is running away from the microphone and then coming right back up onto it and then pulling away and creating these cool moments here. I also love, like, this moment with the keys is so important for this freestyle track. You listen to line, 3 or 4 in the track, and he's talking about the lock.
Ceiling can't get any taller. I'm the man, got intuition feelings. I don't need to ponder. This a lock and y'all can't break it even if I try to squander every opportunity.
This is a lock, you can't break it even if you try and squander. So it's about creating these subliminal messagings inside of your song that have an intention and then a response, and giving that kind of resolve, so you provide something for the listener, and then you give them reasoning for them to find out on their own time, on their own volition. But yeah, these are all just, before we get to mixing, this is all vocal producing stuff. So this is about trying to make a cohesive performance make more sense. And just those little touches, like allowing the keys to dangle off of his belt loop while we're recording the freestyle, right? This is a casual song, just happens to pull an amazing coincidence with his lock lyric in verse 1. Okay, so let's take a look at our mix plugins, shall we? I like to sort this out by a same kind of chain of effects where as you saw on our vocal production, we have a scratch track, a comp track, a glued track, an edited, a consolidated track. Same goes for here. So we have our consolidated track, then we're running into our lead bus. And then after our lead bus, we're running into our vocal bus. That has our send effects in this case for the song. And then very last but not least, we have a godsend of a plugin here, Character by Metric Halo, just toasting up the vocals and the effects all together, making a very nice sweet pastry of it all. So yeah, it's very straightforward. We've got some reductive EQ. You can see this is a little bit insane. Hey, you're looking at this EQ for the first time. I feel like I am. I haven't opened the session in months. But at least I have linear phase on. We're really trying to pull out those mids. Next, we had a little bit of fab filters. So same, just trying to do shaping across the board. Then we have our tube tech, and then a little bit of Mag EQ at the end for sweetening. You can see everything's about at 11 o'clock there. Just very small strokes. I think the biggest move is really that EQ, and then we'll see even more push on the vocal bus. And this is kind of like a post-compression move here. Ideally, you don't want to be processing EQ on your vocal bus like this, but in a case where the song is so simple and we have one vocal track like this for almost the whole song, trying to be a bit aggressive and pulling out after compression and with all the other vocals in is going to create another type of feel. And then last but not least, we've got a Pro DS on the vocal bus, and this is just going to be ticking back just a little bit. And on the way in, we have a de-esser taking care of our high end. So we're just addressing those bottom syllabants. Cam is known to be very sibilant and upfront on the mic, and that's always a thing I find treating with him. All right, so yeah, we'll just take a look at some of the processing here. I'll play back the track, and you can see some of it in action here. We'll just start disengaging, and we're gonna go totally dry here.
Man got intuition feelings, I don't need to ponder this a lock and y'all can't break it even if I try to squander every opportunity. My money ain't been getting longer, I don't second guess the process cause I can see the progress I put on for my city contract. Look like John Tavares, I'm trying to move.
All right, so we're scooping out the mids. At this point, I'm already, I don't even enjoy this. Like, I could even take this out.
Man got intuition feelings, I don't need to ponder this a lock and y'all can't break.
But I could understand that once we're getting into the earbud territory, that's a little bit much.
Man got intuition feelings, I don't need to ponder this a lock and y'all can't break it even if.
Next, we're controlling a present.
Man got intuition feelings, I don't need to ponder this a lock and y'all can't break it even if I try.
Notice we've got a hard knee, a very fast release, and then a medium fast attack. And then as we move down the board, our attack and release times shift to slower and more forgiving settings. So we're still on a hard knee, which is a bit surprising for me. But then we move all the way down to a soft knee at the end here. So we'll listen to these bands individually and just pulling a little bit and pulling a little bit at the end. And this is just trying to control what compression we have on the way in before we sweeten it up with a hi-fi opto guy that is the Tube Tech.
Opportunity, my money ain't been getting longer, I don't second guess the process cause I can see the progress I put on for my city contract. Look like John Tavares, I'm trying to move along, but all I got these fucking scars left, finna pay off my debt. I'm always gonna come correct, but seeing the night reflect.
So now in hindsight, it's sounding that these moves on the Q3 are in respect to using the Tube Tech for the final bit of compression. If we play these together.
Opportunity, my money ain't been getting longer, I don't second guess the process cause I can see the progress
We've got a beautiful mid-range. You know what? We could have got away without processing it any further, but
opportunity, my money ain't been getting longer, I don't second guess the process cause I can see the progress.
We're just really pushing it down. We're really pinning it in there by pulling out the mids and then using that opto compression to glue them and paste them back up to the top of the mix. All right, and then moving on, we have our vocal bus, and I'll take a look at our DS here.
Opportunity, my money ain't been getting longer, I don't second guess the process.
So we're really trying to work off these S's.
Opportunity, cause I can see the progress I put on for my city contract. Look.
And without.
Opportunity, my money ain't been getting longer, I don't second guess the process cause I can see the progress I put on for my city contract. Look like John Tavares, I'm trying to move along, but all I got these fucking scars left, finna pay off.
Now, without it processed, it sounds more lively, more dynamic, but once you put those controllers in the mix, we're really getting that nice glazed over feeling. We're not getting anything jumping out at us in the earbud territory, that first initial presence area. And then last but not least, my favorite plugin of all time for vocal saturation, I swear, is Metric Halo Character. This is a completely non-aliasing linear distortion with tons of different models. I'm just gonna crank this guy here.
Opportunity, my money ain't been getting longer, I don't second guess the process cause I can see the progress I put on.
And it just gives such a nice grit. There's tons of different tube options. We've got Brit, we've got solid state, California vocal box. Let me just toggle the bypass on here and let you hear this extra layer of gloss that we're putting on the vocals to make them sit in our 2-track instrumental.
Opportunity, my money ain't been getting longer. I don't second guess the process, cause I can see the progress I put on for my city. Contract look like John Tavares. I'm trying to move along, but all I got these fucking scars left. Finna pay off my debt, I'm always gonna come correct. But seeing the night reflect, they sleeping like Bucharest, like Zero in Budapest. I've been dreaming of this shit, they back.
So we're just getting a light compression off of the tube saturation, and it's really just planting our vocal inside of our 2-track in a nice way where I love the dynamics of the performance, but considering how great everything was sounding, we committed with our instrumental here, and we wanted to move on forward. So just glossing that over with a little bit of tube saturation is very nice. Then last but not least, we have a little bit of a mix bus here. I've got some black box on a 30% mix. We have a little bit of our clariphonic. We've got a little bit of the God particle in parallel, and then just a clipper and a limiter, to finish her off. We're not doing very much at all.
Opportunity, my money ain't been getting longer. I don't second guess the process, cause I can see the progress.
We're limiting a dB.
Opportunity, my money ain't been getting longer. I don't second guess the process.
We're soft clipping about a dB. These are all things that are just inching us forward a little bit more. And you know what? Everything was working so great. There was no point to pull out the full stops. No point to pull out the stems. This was going to be a throwaway. We didn't even know if we were going to release it. But as it happened so naturally, once you've committed to something, there's just no use backpedaling and deciding to do like a remix or anything. It's like we're happy, we're great, it's fine, it's dandy. So moving on here, we've got our hook emphasis and some background hums.
Gotta fucking douse and look around for a second. The people that you got, you hold them close. We got something to protect. Music in my life ain't gonna be living check to check. Like in my life.
And this is just the classic micro shift. We got the dual harmonizer on here, and I have this on the default settings. So it's literally just shifting the pitch ratio on default, and you can hear like it's imbalanced. You have a bit of a like a left-right difference in the EQ. It's all wacky, but it makes it feel off the cuff. It makes it feel less polished. And then we just have a little bit of fading coming into all of our performances. You can hear.
Look around for a second.
So we're just making sure that every time we hit the 1, we're fading into the.
Douse and look around for a second. The people that you got, you hold them close. They a blessing. We got something to protect from our dreams and get.
So we're just really trying to emphasize while the drums are playing the rhythms. We're trying to play off of those with vocals coming in and out. And then we just have some harmony vocals here. Most of these are pretty awful and dissonant by themselves, but they create. We put it in our
close, they a blessing. We got something to protect from our dreams. Again, my life ain't gonna be living check to check. Like in my life, yeah.
And we're just adding a sense of uncertainty, unsettlement, distaste.
Living check to check. Like in my life, yeah. Look around. Living check to check. Like in my life, yeah. Look around for a second. The people that you got, go hold them close, cause they a blessing. We got something to protect from our dreams. Again, my life ain't gonna be living check to check. From our dreams, again, my life ain't.
Yeah, so those are fun guys. And then, yeah, we're just slamming it right through the vocal bus here. You'll notice, though, as we move in here, it's going to give a nice little push on our lead vocal in kind of an intimidating way. But I don't even know if you'll see the needle move, really.
For a second, the people that you got, you hold them close, they a blessing.
Like, we're really in the clear on this type of track. All we're doing is go, 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 and when something works, we're here and we move on and we're on to the next step. There was nothing in this process that was backtracked or reconsidered other than our initial tracking comp. Everything was sounds good, dope. All right, that means we can move on to the next step in our process. So you can see that throughout with our performance choices, our comping choices. It was all about getting the right feel. It didn't matter if anything was right necessarily, because we're trying to create this natural pull that a freestyle track gives you. And then you can see we just have a couple more emphasis parts on our final hook to really polish it off.
For my dreams, like in my life ain't gonna be Cheque. For my dreams, like in my life ain't gonna be living check to check. For my dream, like
just more subliminal messaging, trying to push the lines that need to be intelligible, that need to be heard for the home run of the song.
close, stay a blessing, we got something to protect. For my dreams, like in my life ain't gonna be living check to check. For my dreams, like in my life ain't gonna be living check to check.
I think we're using Futzbox here. It's gross, it's phasey, it's weird. We're using a cheap cell phone.
For my dreams, like in my life ain't gonna be living check to check. For my dreams, like in my life ain't gonna be living check to check.
But you know, it works, right? We're just pushing it really hard. I think we've got a little bit of limiting action here on the end.
For my dreams, like in my life ain't gonna be living check to check. For my dreams, like in my life ain't gonna.
Just trying to nail the track down. And you know what? Like, I would look at that effects chain. Part of this is our recording template here. We didn't end up touching it, but like, we're not even bothering to go back and deactivate. Everything's okay. A little bit of a classic waves doubler there. And we're off to the races. So I believe that's the full breakdown of this track. I mean, I could go in depth on the reverb sends, but they're really just a Berkasti close room and then a Berkasti vocal plate. This is my tracking. This is my tracking preset, which is an absolutely phenomenal plate sound. And you know, like, couldn't get any better than that, you know, tracking a vocal and not having to change the reverb. Beautiful. What else can we address? What else can we allot our time to? What else can we focus on that is consciously improving the track that we're hearing is not working, or that we're hearing is so great, but we want to refine and improve on it? There's so many happy accidents or so many happy moments that we disregard here to overcome and conquer the full picture that is the record. Yeah, I've got a couple cool automations here on our delay. So
Dreams like in my life ain't gonna be living check to check. Yeah, every time you fell, you write it.
So we're essentially just riding the reverb on our hook.
Life ain't gonna be living check to check. Yeah, every time you fell, you write it down.
And same goes for the end of the song. All right, yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate you. This was a fun one to do because I have no ego behind it. We recorded a freestyle on a 2-track, but it worked. it sounded great. It gave us results. We could have even done less processing, and got the same reactions, same results. But it was so fun to walk through a more casual kind of journey in the record making process. Something that we weren't even sure we would release. This was a throwaway. Would it go on DSPs? Who even knows? But by the time we got that tracking bounce and we revisited it for a mix for a couple more hours, we were off to the races. So anyways, thanks for putting up with my rambling. I hope you enjoyed looking over this project file with me, and I'll catch you on the flip side, guys. Much love.
Life ain't gonna be living check to check. Yeah, every time you fail, you write it down, that's a lesson. Yeah, I ain't gonna succeed unless I block the intersections. Life's been full of these temptations, breaking off the chains, cause I don't need no limitations. I'll be headlining the stage like Jeremiah, way I'm impatient.